Welcome back to ABV TV. Today we are drinking a classic Cooper's Red Sparkling Ale. So Cooper's Red, a sparkling ale. Colour is a nice straw colour, quite crisp and clear there. Nice white head that's come through this one as well. Now aroma wise, I'm getting a little bit more of sort of an earthy hop sort of aroma, probably more, maybe a little bit more herbal, a little bit more, I was going to say peppery, but that's probably not quite an accurate descriptor, but yeah, it's definitely a little bit more an earthy hop aroma. I'm also picking up a little bit from the malts as well, which is a little bit of sort of bread, sort of a cracker kind of almost maybe even like a crust, like the crust of bread is probably what I'm sort of getting with this one. Anyway, cheers. So you do get a bit of a zesty sort of dry finish. There's a little bit of sort of bitterness in there as well, but not a great deal. I do believe that this is lightly IBU'd. It's only 30 IBUs. Remember to look at the can. It's also 5.8%, which is a bit of an interesting one. I never realised that Cooper's Red was near 6% beer until only a couple of years ago. Obviously I've had quite a few of these in my lifetime, and I just remember picking up, it was a hot day, we'd been to the beach I think it was, and on the way home I thought, I'm just going to get a couple of like long necks, because it'd be like ice cold long necks on a hot summer's day. It's beautiful. So I got a Cooper's Red, and that's when I realised that Cooper's Red's 5.8%. I went, oh, I never realised that. That's kind of insane. But yeah, so it's a little bit higher than you would expect from Cooper's, and especially being their core range for such a long time, to have a 5.8% beer. Back in the 70s and 80s, when most beers were that sort of 4 to 4.5% sort of standard, before craft beer just took beer to a whole new level in terms of ABV. But yeah, anyway, it is a really nice drinking beer, especially when it is ice cold. I do find it just goes down a lot better. I suppose any beer that's ice cold goes down better, but this one definitely does suit that nice cold chilled glass, sort of almost at that 1 to 2 degree temperature range. Now I'm drinking this beer because over on my other channel, yes, I have 2 channels that no one pays attention to. No, I have a home brewing channel, and I have a home brew supply store, Mash Battle Brewing Supplies. Occasionally on Instagram I will put something in the stories about that business. This is the shirt right here. And I was doing a comparison because I brewed a sparkling ale, which was sort of based on this particular beer. So if you head over to the Mash Battle Brewing Supplies YouTube channel, you can see the comparison in terms of how my home brew went to the actual real thing. But I thought, no, it's a beer that definitely needs to be reviewed, because it's one of those beers that I will get from time to time again, and I kind of sort of take it for granted, I suppose. Kind of like its brother, the green pale ale. I mentioned in the video for Mash Paddle that I used to drink Cooper's Red a lot at gigs. So in my younger days, I used to go to a lot of gigs. I used to do a bit of music journalism, I suppose you could, best way to title it. And I would go and review gigs. And so I spent a lot of time at gigs, but at Marrickville at the Factory Theatre. For a while there, Cooper's Red was the best beer option to grab, and I think it was also cheap too. I can't remember it being like $5 or $6, so smashing 5 or 6 of those during a set was something I did quite regularly. But yeah, so that's where I got my sort of first real sort of exposure to Cooper's Red. I've always been a Cooper's Green drinker, and found that the red was all right. In terms of sparkling ale, I'd sort of never really know much of. It is kind of uniquely Australian in a way. Not too many people brew sparkling ales. I remember Pike's Brewing Company doing a sparkling ale a little while ago. I'm going to say a little while ago, I'm talking years. But yeah, I don't see too many people brewing this on a commercial level besides Cooper's, which is a shame because it's actually a beer that I think most people could get around, because it's got the hallmarks of everything that is traditional with beer, but it's a little bit more lighter and palatable. It's kind of like a cross between a lager and a pale ale, if that makes sense to people. Probably doesn't. But yeah, it's a good beer. It's a good drinking beer. And obviously I don't need to go into too great of detail in terms of Cooper's and the history of Cooper's. Anyone in Australia knows Cooper's. I think Cooper's even globally has a bit of a presence. I've seen Cooper's being sold in bottle shops in Los Angeles and Arizona, I think was the other place. Or was it Miami? One of them. So yeah, so you can buy it in America. Pretty sure you can probably get it in any major country, possibly. But Cooper's Sparkling Red Ale, I like the fact that they've now put their stuff in tins. It's just better for beer, and plus their tins really do stand out. So obviously you've got the green for the pale, the red for obviously sparkling. Their mid strength is blue, their XPA is purple. What's their mid strength? Orange, and blue is the session ale. Yeah, blue's the session ale, orange is the mid strength, purple the XPA. Anyway, Cooper's Sparkling Ale or Cooper's Red, go out and get him. He's a good beer. Go back and visit him. He's all right.